Yes. Clarice? Clarice says, I'm sorry, Clarice?
Yes. There's a singular fee that for initiation, and that really is to cover the cost of the testing procedure and the usual documentation that goes with this. Beyond that, there's no running royalties. There's no cost of business. The professional market is not one that is healthy enough in our mind to sustain something like that, and really it would do injustice to what we're trying to do.
Next.
The object here is to differentiate more than anything else products, and the main thing is if you look in any of the current magazines that are out there, be they EQ or Mix or any of the Pro Sound News, what you end up looking at is hundreds of products. How do you differentiate those products? Especially if you're new to this business or you're new to this industry, how do you know what's good and what isn't good? What we're trying to do is we're setting up standards from the standpoint we can evaluate a $1,000 product as much as we can evaluate a $100,000 product. The object being what we want to do is say in this particular category, if you're looking for a budget microphone, this microphone is worth your consideration as opposed to looking at a bunch of other things. What's important here is there's no one that's doing this kind of testing or high-end audio anymore. 20 years ago, there were magazines testing all the time and no one's doing this anymore, and there's so many products on the market. We want to recognize those that adhere to the standards that our original founding pro partners adhere to.
Yes, there'll be a follow-on program to work specifically with educational institutions. Yes.
Hi, Dave.
Hey, Dave.
Mouthpiece, that's right. Yes.
Yeah, the question is, if a company wants a product evaluated, do they have to be a member of Meta and the Pro Alliance? And the answer is?
Yes.
A resounding yes. George?
Obviously, it's different between different types of equipment, but exhaustive testing of clocks and digital, exhaustive testing of the interface in digital products. So often you'll build a good clock and not be able to distribute it because your line drivers have noise themselves. I don't know how many of you know how much clocks are sensitive to noise in the control room. We make a big deal about low jitter clocks and then put them in noisy control rooms, and the jitter specs go magnitudes out of range. Looking for those things that we hear in the studio means going back and forth between testing, and we've got the best equipment to test, and guys that listen to it 10 scores hundreds of times and can come back and say, I know what you say, I know what the numbers say, but here's what I hear. And to be able to, maybe in an outside case, to share this information with our partners. But exhaustive testing and exhaustive microphone testing. We've got a microphone chamber. We've got an anechoic chamber. None really, no.
The point there isn't not to publish our own specifications. Specifications we found can be argued all day. Generally, the feeling is a specification can pretty much, with some certainty, tell you if something is bad, but a specification isn't necessarily going to tell you with some certainty that something is good. And our point really isn't to do anything other than verify what the manufacturer is representing in their verbiage. So there will be a lot of that. And we feel that because part of this momentum will involve establishing the branding for that we'll be working with manufacturers on a lot of their newer products. And part of what we'll be doing is be giving them feedback to say, okay, this is good, but maybe you should look in this area, maybe you should look in that area. And by then, hopefully, we'll be actually elevating the quality of the products themselves.
Also, I just wanted to say, when we formed this group a few years ago, we had one criteria. That was that whatever product we decide to certify it's not a democracy. It's not 4-3 or 5-2. It's unanimous, which means that if we certify a product, that means 7 of the best test ears in the business in this group here have certified that this meets their standards and their specifications. Their resumes speak for themselves, but that was our goal, was not to certify a product unless we all agreed it was of an exceptional nature. And I think that's very important to remember. This is not a vote. This is a unanimous decision by everyone that this product merits attention.
Also, that being said, I really wanted to add that we feel that it's our responsibility in our position and what we've achieved in our careers to do service to the art of music, and that's really the bottom line. What this is about, we want to serve the music and the artists.
Elliot.
You're going to answer a question.
Yeah, he's going to answer the question.
I answered the dicey stuff. Is there a question? Okay, well, I just want to say that a group of this stature, we're probably going to take a lot of hits about what we're doing, and we're not in it to make money. I mean, obviously, nobody can afford to pay us what we get normally. So we really are here to do this one thing, and that's our passion, and that's what we're going to do. No more questions? See ya.
Great. Thank you all.
Thanks for coming and listening to us.